What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cjthecheesedj here, and we are back with another Genesis video for you guys today. And today, guys, we'll be going over all the brand new items that come along with Genesis. Now, disclosure, before we get into any more details of the video, there are two items we won't be covering on this video because I've tried giving them the time it needs to figure them out, and I honestly cannot for the life of me figure out how the hell they work. And those items are, let's put that bad boy away. Those items are the tech sensor and the pressure plate. I have tried figuring out how these two items work, and I just cannot for the life of me get them to work. I just can't get them to do anything. So, bit of disclosure there before we start the video. Those are the only two items we won't be discussing. Everything else though, let's get into. So guys, first one. Woohoo! Love me this one so far. It's pretty cool. I like the animations. This is the mining drill. Now, the mining drill is obviously something you're going to be using to mining resources. On the new Genesis map, there is a lot of crystals and whatnot you can mine. You can see if we walk up to anything that is, well, obviously mineable, even things that aren't mineable, we're actually able to pretty much tear through it pretty damn fast. Now, from my testing, it's pretty much equivalent to a hatchet. I haven't seen anything that suggests it's equivalent to a pickaxe. Like, I've tried mining the metal nodes, and it kind of is, it gives us more stone than it does metal. So I'm not sure 100% if that's correct in terms of like the way the tool's supposed to work. But yeah, so far it's kind of more similar to a hatchet than it is to a pickaxe. So guys, you can also use this to mine metal. Obviously, it's pretty decent at mining metal. It's obviously no Anki. I still don't know why you would use this over an Anki unless the actual crystals on the Genesis map produce more when you use this on it. Haven't tested that out quite just yet, but this is essentially like an upgraded pickaxe. However, it's not as strong as an Anki. So take that into consideration when you're considering using this tool. It also does use gasoline on it. And you can see the little bar up the top there. It's just under us. It says fuel tank. It's at 100 degrees, so it's not overheating, which is really good. But yeah, this thing, it's pretty decent. Like, if you don't have access to an Anki and you're sick and tired of using pickaxes, then you definitely want to try and use this thing up because it's better than a pickaxe. Now guys, you can see we're in the volcano biome, and crystal, it's not that effective, but raw salt, it gets a crap ton of raw salt. So mind you, this is a primitive one as well, guys, so we aren't using like an upgraded version. But against crystal, you get your sort of standard amount that you would a pickaxe. So sulfur, it's actually not able to harvest either. So you saw there, that was a sulfur rock, and we can't actually harvest that and get any sulfur out of that. But yeah, guys, that is the mining drill. So it's pretty good. I don't know if it's worth the cost for it. That remains to be seen, yeah, let's move on to the next item. Alrighty guys, so the next item on the list is the wooden ocean platform. Now this thing pretty much goes straight on the ocean, and you can see it's just like that, it's placed. It's a little bit of a wooden box, and you can obviously place structures and whatnot on it and use it as a portable base. However, you can't actually move this. I have found no way to be able to move this ocean platform. So for example, like if you want to build like a raft or anything like that, you can't actually do that. Now, I have tried placing it on the back of the giant sea turtles as well, the mega chelons, but I actually haven't had any success placing it. We've tried placing like a fence foundation on the back of this guy to try and get it to place. But so far, we've had no luck in doing so. Now, I have used both variants, the metal and the wooden one. And yeah, you can see that it's obstructed. So I'm not sure how you place it on these guys, if you even can. Because I'm pretty sure I remember seeing in the actual trailer that you could place it on these guys. But yeah, you can see there we're not able to place it on the Mega Chelon. So these are just kind of not portable, but they're more of a permanent sort of base location if you want to build on the water. Now, like I said, there are two variants to them. We've got the wooden one here, and we've got the metal one here. Each of these have different costs, as you would expect, and they are a little bit expensive. So you can see here, the wood ocean platform is 324 cementing paste, 560 fiber, 34 shell fragments, and 2,000 wood. Quite a little bit of money. quite a little bit of money, quite a bit of resources to build. And you can see it is a little bit smaller than the metal one, whereas the metal one is obviously significantly better. Now, in order to build that metal one, you need 375 paste, 1500 metal ingots, 25 polymer, and 300 wood. So I don't know if it seems worth it to me, because you're kind of just building an immobile base on the water. I guess if you want to live out on the water, it's a good solution, because it's a lot easier to build on the back of these than it would be on a raft. But you also have the Mega Chelon now. He's obviously not as big as these ocean platforms, but nonetheless, you can still use these to build a sort of permanent base. And yeah, there's not really much else to say about these guys. I guess we should go over what level you get them on. Right, so the wood ocean platform is level 25. The metal ocean platform is level 53. As for the mining drill as well, that is at level 80. I don't know why it's so high for, but yeah, that's at level 80. So guys, let's move on to the next item, which is the fishing net. Now, this fishing net is pretty interesting. Essentially, the concept is you wind it up and you throw the net into the water, and it kind of just sinks down and catches fish. Now, you can see we've caught 0 fish, because if we jump down in here, there ain't no fish. So you can see, and you can see we do a little animation. We're not happy that we didn't catch any damn fish. We're going to have to skip out on dinner now. So you can see here, the fishing net, it's pretty good. It's sort of like an upgraded fishing rod. It's a lot cheaper to make. 1 fiber, 1 hide, 1 stone, and 1... No, that's to repair it. Never mind, I am mistaken. To make the thing, you need 15 fiber, 3 hide, 3 stone, and 10 thatch. So it's significantly cheaper than going about making the fishing rod and using the said baits that you get with the fishing rods. So we're going to come up to this little lake here, and there should be some fishy in here. No fishies. All right, well, we'll get this fixed up and we'll showcase to you guys how it works with fish. Alrighty, guys, so we've got quite a few fish in here, and you can see you get a little bit of a HUD when you're about to throw the net in. And you can see we've already caught 2 fish, 3 fish, 4 fish, 5 fish. So you want to make sure you don't let it go like I just did. So if it goes too deep or you catch too many fish, you will lose the net. That was a horrible cast. Let's pull this bad boy back up, because that was just a horrible toss. And we're going to throw it in one more time. I love the little like click animation he does when you don't get any fish. All right, so we've got 1 fish. I'm going to haul it back up now because I don't want to risk it. And you'll see you essentially get the loot that you would normally get from fish. You caught 1 fish, total weight 3.844 kilos. Now, obviously, that wasn't the greatest of fishes, and it was a coelacanth. So we've already got another 2 fish. So I think we'll do that there, and we'll pull this bad boy right back in. And it's sort of an easier way to get fish meat and to get raw prime fish meat. For example, if there were like saber-toothed salmon in the water, you would be getting raw prime fish meat instead of the standard fish meat. But that's all dependent on the type of fish you catch. Also, what the fishing multiplier is set to. So you've also got to keep that in mind as well. But we're constantly wounding it in. And if you press right click, you actually release the net. So just a bit of a heads up for you guys out there if you do want to go catching some fish. We got one of these fishy boys. Let's reel him in. Get him in nice and close. Come on. Slowly but surely you'll get here. So you can see you don't want to cast it out too far, because it is a little bit of a pain in the butt to get in sometimes. But you'll see here we'll get another bit of raw fish meat. Total weight 11 pounds. So that was a little bit bigger, and we actually got 10 fish meat. So yeah, that's how the fishing net works. So let's move on to the next one. Now, this is probably one of my favorite items to come out of Genesis. You guys are wondering, what is this thing? Why do we have so many grenades set on the bottom there? Well, guys, this is the Tech Grenade Launcher, and this bad boy is terrifying. It is such a badass weapon. So, guys, essentially you can load this up with whatever grenades you have, and you can see we actually have all the grenades that are available in the game loaded up, and you can just lob them. You can just fire these bad boys, reload, and you can also switch in between them. So if you don't want to use a certain grenade, you can fire it, reload, fire it, reload. So you saw that we just reloaded all of our grenades at once because, well, just to showcase to you guys. And we're going to fire it off at these aloes if it can reach. Now, if you don't want to use a particular grenade, you can switch to the one that you want to use. You can see here, we did just switch over to our normal grenade. Fire that in, and you can actually press the R button, and you will reload that particular grenade. Now, it is a little bit slower than obviously using your standard grenades, but in PvP, if you want to like get someone and you want to do some serious damage to them, and you want to just fire, you know, cluster grenades, for example, you can just fire these into your... Oh, that was not a cluster grenade! Oh, God. You can just fire these into your opponent and constantly reload them. It is a little bit slower than manually throwing them, but if you've, say, got the narcotic grenades, the tech grenades, the cluster bomb, the standard grenades, and the gravity grenade, you're looking at some serious damage all at once. Now, obviously, the smoke grenade and the narcotic grenade aren't going to be as useful as some of the other damaging ones, but nonetheless, the animation for this gun and the way it fires is just absolutely nuts. You don't actually have to use those grenades either, so if you drop them out of your inventory, you can see here we've still got some left apparently. Let's drop those and those. You can see now they'll be gone from the hotbar. So once we actually reload, you'll see that these grenades are no longer present. And you can see the rotating animation. I love it. I really enjoy the animations on this grenade launcher. It's pretty dope. So you can see we'll reload here and we'll actually be missing those grenades. So you can see there's 4 grenades. Now if we want to switch from that to the regular grenade, you right click and you can see just like that we switch the grenades. I personally would probably have all of them sort of in that slot just because. Now you can see here you can also change what you want in what slot. So for example, if we want to make all of these slots, say the cluster grenade, we can do that. So like I was saying earlier, if you don't want to fire all the types of the grenade, you can fire one type of grenade multiple times. So you can see here, we just have a full slot of cluster grenades. So hello fellow allos, how do you do today? Fire these bad boys off and you'll see it is going to rain cluster grenades everywhere. So this is definitely one that you should be using. Now to access this, all you need to do is hold down control and you can see you get the option of the grenades. If you want to have 3 narcotic grenades, 3 cluster grenades, you can do whatever you want. You can change it however you want. It's a really fun gun and a really good item. It is a tech item though, so you will need to... I don't know how tech items work on the new map just yet. Not 100% sure on how you unlock it. I would probably say it's from killing the underwater boss. However, I have yet to prove that, so stay tuned guys and I will let you know if I do discover it from that. But yeah, tech gravity grenade launcher, one of my favorite weapons so far, one of my favorite items so far in Genesis. So guys, let's move on to the next one. Oh yeah, that's right, the Halo Energy Blades, the Tech Claws. These guys are awesome. So these rip through metal and armor when infused with element and can chain hits to temporarily increase their speed and damage. Equipping this requires learning its Techgram. So you need the Techgram as well, which I'm guessing you get from killing the boss. And you can put element on it, which you can see we do have. And that actually enables you to damage metal and armor. As well as that, constantly attacking and actually dealing damage will increase your speed. So, for example, what we're going to do for you guys is we're going to grab a metal foundation. Now, this should work even though it's our own stuff. I'm going to say this is going to work. I've tested it on our tame dinos. Haven't tested it on some structures yet. So here you go. You can see here the metal walls at 10,000. Now, obviously, it's not insane amounts of damage. But, you know, if you've got one of these stacked with some element, and you've got a couple of tri-mates with these claws, mind you, these are only primitive. You can get stronger ones, obviously, if you get the blueprints for them. You're looking at getting into an opponent's base pretty easily using these things. You can see there, what, 10 seconds, 20 seconds of talking, we've already done about 2,000 damage to a metal wall. So these are pretty impressive, and you can see they have gotten faster with the constant strikes, so this will apply as well if you're attacking dinos or enemy players. So it's definitely worth investing in these claws, and you can see we've barely used any of the element. Does it come up here with the amount of element we've used? It doesn't come up with the amount of element we've used, unless that's the durability, which I doubt. But yeah, you can see these claws are lasting us a very long time, and we've already done 4,000 damage to this metal wall. you've got a couple of tri-mates and you're going around punching these, there's plenty of room for 3 of your tri-mates. You're going to be looking at some serious damage. You can also do it to the foundation as well. So these tech claws are very interesting items, and I think they will change the way people raid quite a bit. So I'm interested to even give it a go and try and raid myself with some of these. But yeah, guys, that's the tech claws. You get those once again at the tech engrams. So you need, obviously, I've learned the blueprint. There they are there. And in order to make them, they're pretty expensive. That's not what I wanted to do. You can see there 52 black pearls, 184 crystal, 28 element, 180 metal ingot, and 60 polymer. So 160 polymer, that's okay. Metal ingots are okay. The most costly thing is probably the element and the black pearls. But, you know, even then, it's still not that costly for what you can possibly get out of it. So, guys, let's move on to the next item. Alrighty, guys, next up, we've got this bad boy. The big old homing gun. Enter missile message. I don't know what that's about. But this bad boy, you fire it and then you take control of it. Woohoo! Now, you can see it's got a stamina bar at the top there. This essentially means how long it can fly for. So, you can see here it's got a pretty decent amount of time on it. Now, you can constantly keep flying it, just having a little bit of a whirl here. It does have a decent amount of stamina. It might not be dropping because we have creative mode on. You can see the stamina is replenishing. But, you know, nonetheless, this is a very cool item. And you can see there are little bars on the side that I do believe are dropping. So, obviously, the further away we get, the more these bars drop. What is the maximum range on these things? Let's keep this guy going. We're going to see how far he can go. We've tested this before. It did get pretty far, but we didn't actually get this far. So, still going. Here you go. Proceeding will result in a disconnect. So, that is some pretty long range that you can get off this. Now, guys, with the cruise missile, it's a one-time use. And if you pretty much just want to let it go and do its thing, you can just hit E, and that will actually let it go and fly off. And it'll obviously explode over time. Now, these are a one-use item, so once you fire your first cruise missile, that is you using it up. So you don't actually get another shot at it, and you actually have to recraft it. Now, these things aren't exactly cheap either. So there's no actual gun for it, it's just the whole item in one. And you can see here, it's 26 black pearls, 160 crystal, 128 electronics, 14 element, 256 metal, 212 polymer. So, it is a little bit expensive for what it does, but it does deal a little bit of damage. Now, guys, the next item is the Tech Jump Pad. I love this thing. It's so cool. So, you've got a bunch of different settings here, so you can do a couple. So, if we activate it, you can see here it rotates down sights. Now, what this means is it will obviously lift up. You can walk in front of it, and it'll catapult you forward. Now, as to what this use can be, I'm not too sure yet, but there's a lot of PvE aspects I can think of. Whereas if you can set like a couple of these up, like for example, if we set a second one up and we go jump pad settings, we go rotate down sights, you can then rotate it. So if we go rotate pitch up, if it's going to let us, you can see that it actually has the indicator as well to where you will be going. So if we do that and we go that and we go like that, you can see you actually launch differently. So, and if we go force up to, you can actually turn, so force up to and force to down, increase the distance you will go. So if we show indicator, you'll see that this is going to send us goodbye, Mr. Trike. I was not expecting that. So you can actually use these as base defense, I would say as well. Now, if we use that, and obviously 100% is the max, and if we wanted to take it down, we would use this one, and that would reduce the amount we would go. So, for example, you can see the bar is coming down, that is going up. Toggle size to big will actually send it even larger. So you can see it's not as big here. If we toggle size to big, it'll actually send us even further. So let's give this a shot, guys, see if this will work. There you go, look at that. How is that for some testing? So you could set up some pretty cool arenas with this sort of stuff, if you've got enough of them. Now, in terms of cost, these guys are relatively cheap. 50 crystal, 5 element, 100 metal ingot, and 250 polymer. For the amount of fun you could have with these things, I would say that it's definitely worth the the investment. Hold on, Mr. Trike. We're coming with you. We ain't going to give up on you that easily. I just got to There we go. Look at that. So, yeah, this can be a lot of fun, I reckon, in the right hands. So, yeah, guys, that's the tech jump pads. Let's move on to the next item. Okay, guys, and while recording, we seem to have run into a little bit of a glitch. Our body's just kind of disappeared. I think this is from using the tech jump pads. I'm not 100% sure, but, yeah, that's a little bit weird. Alrighty, guys, now the next item is the shoulder cannon. Now, I apologize because we currently do not have a shoulder for this shoulder cannon to sit on. So, guys, this is once again a tech item. You will need to learn the engram for it, and then you can craft it up. This sits in your offhand slot and then sits on your shoulder. To activate it, all you need to do is hold down E and it will bring up the wheel. You can deactivate it, you can activate it. You can choose the firing mode, so you can go overcharge, which is going to charge up a shot and have that shot ready for you whenever you want to engage. You've also got the standard shot, which should just fire the standard shots. And then you've got rapid fire. Each of these uses a certain amount of elements, so just be wary of the element. And you can then choose what targets you want to focus on. So you can go only survivors, tamed creatures, wild creatures, all targets, anything you want. So we're going to go all targets here, and we're going to change that to long. And we're going to run up to Mr. Thrikeey here and give him a piece of our mind. So you'll see the rapid fire will come into play. Are you going to fire for me, mate? You were doing it before. Can you fire? Shoulder cannon, lock on Triceratops. Yeah, so fire. Why are you not firing now? Alrighty, guys, and there you go. You can see there it is now firing at the trike. So we're going to change the rapid fire. Oh, God. Actually, let's try something here. Oh, that worked. Alright, so we're going to change it to the standard firing mode. You can see it's a little bit slower here. You're going to fire again for me, mate? There you go. You can see it takes its time in the standard mode. So I would probably use the rapid fire or the overcharge. We're going to change to the overcharge now. And yeah, this is a big, juicy, damaging target. So this guy can deal a lot of damage. Now, we are obviously hitting him in the head. So he's going to take reduced damage. But this thing is pretty damn cool. So what we're going to do, we're going to fly and find this Diplodocus. He looks nice and peaceful over here sitting by himself. Now, like I said, this does use element. So do be wary of that. And you can see that we are now locked on and it should start firing. There you go. So that's essentially all you need to do with the shoulder cannon. You've got a bunch of different settings. You can change what you want it to lock onto. You can change the range. You can change what mode you want it to fire on. You can then deactivate it if you change your mind and don't want to use this thing to kill a Diplodocus anymore. It's really cool. I really do like the shoulder mounted cannon. So far, my favorite items are definitely the grenade launcher and the tech claws. These things are absolutely dope. We're gonna. Oh, I forgot to mention as well with the tech claws, you can actually block with them, which does protect you a little bit. And you can also see the ammo of your shoulder cannon in the bottom right-hand corner next to your health. So do be aware of that. And you can see this Diplodocus has got like the blue glow around it from our blades, which is pretty impressive. What we're going to try here, I want to see if there's a bonus effect. Can we get that? Righty. We're going to try something real quick here. I know, I'm hacking at my own dinosaur, I'm a monster. So, he's got this blue glow. I want to see if we can see... So, you can see there, he's shredded. So, I believe that means you'll take extra damage over time, or extra damage from the actual blades. So, as long as you keep up continuous damage, you will continue to deal the boosted damage to the target that you were attacking. But, yeah, guys, that's pretty much all of the items that are from the Genesis update. Oh, actually, there is the Atrocitus tech saddle. So this big boy, this is the Space Whale. So guys, you can see here we've got the Space Whale. This is the only way to ride this guy with this tech saddle. And yeah, he is pretty damn dope as you can see. So yeah, you definitely want to invest in a tech saddle for one of these guys. As well as that, you can see they've got passenger seats, which is what the tech saddle does. They've got front turrets, top turrets, and rear turrets. Let me fire away and just deal damage galore. Where is the little Diplodocus? We kill him. We're gonna kill him. And we're out of tech. So you obviously need to charge the saddle back up with tech, with element, sorry. But yeah, the Atrocitus has the tech saddle, which is pretty damn cool. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for this video. That is all the items and all their uses. Like I said, we could not figure out for the life of us the tech pressure, not the tech protect, the standard pressure plate and the sensor. So we'll leave that to someone smarter to figure out for us. But yeah, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe down below for more, and enjoy the floating head. But other than that, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.